In today's video, we're going to take your audio from like this with a lot of background noise to something like this, where I think there is very minimal background noise, and if you play music or your game has audio, it would be almost unnoticeable on stream. Now make sure at the bottom of your OBS or SL OBS or OBS Live that the microphone AUX is moving whenever you speak. This will be to ensure that your microphone is actually the defaults for this. If it's not, you're going to right click on your microphone and you're going to go to Properties, and a little box will pop up. The box will look like this, and just make sure the device that you have plugged in is the device that you're using. I'm using a Yeti, a blue Yeti, and just make sure the default device is the correct one, and hit OK. Now that we have the audio set up, what I want you to do is fiddle with your volume meter or your gain of your microphone. So if your microphone itself has a gain on the microphone itself, you're going to want to turn it around medium. Don't put it all the way up high because it'll actually pick up more background noise behind you. But all you want to do is make sure that this, whenever you speak, you want to be within this yellow box, or maybe below the halfway mark of the yellow box. The red box over here is peaking, or it will be too loud for your audiences, and the green box over here, this is too quiet and maybe won't be picked up after a while. So what you need to do is just make sure that you just watch your box and just like talk for a second, like go la 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 la. As you can see, mine never goes below 15 decibels. If I want to increase that or decrease that, I just slide the slider down, and as you can see, when I slid it down a bit, it started to not pick up my voice whatsoever. I keep mine around here, and that'll keep me around -15. You never want it to be all the way red, because that'll be bad audio for your audience. In the description down below, you're going to find this website. It's a program called Reaper. We don't really need to download that, but you can to set up your equalizer, but we don't need to download that. But what I want you to do is download the either 32-bit or 64-bit plugins for any audio device. It could work for Audacity, but you could also use it for your OBS. So download the plugins for it. It'll be down in the description below, and set it up. Once it's set up, you'll be able to find it in your OBS. Now that we have your device and we have it at the correct gain, we are going to go into the actual filters and settings. So right click on your microphone and hit filters. In the filters, you're going to add 4 VST plugins that we just installed. You might need to restart OBS for them to show up. You're going to hit the little plus on your microphone filters, and you're going to go to VST plugin 2.x. We're going to call this one noise suppression, and I'm going to call this for video. We're going to add another one, VST plugin 2.x. We're going to call it noise gate, or REA gate for video. We're going to add another one. We're going to call it equalizer or EQ. I'm going to call it REA EQ. And I'm going to write for video so I can delete it later. I'm going to add a 4th one. This is the last one. We're going to call it REA or noise compressor for video. Okay. Before I do this, I'm going to turn off my settings that I already have set up. That way you can hear my crappy audio as is, and you're going to notice the improvements overall. So let's start with the first one. We're going to go in and we're going to look for ReaFilters standalone plugin, and we're going to open it up. So we click on the drop down box, and we're going to call this one ReaFilters, and hit open up the plugin. Okay, let me just make sure that's the right one. Yes, it is. Okay. So for this one, you're going to go from mode, from EQ to subtract. Go from EQ to subtract, and then you're going to tick the box automatically build noise profile and wait around 5 to 10 seconds, and do not talk or move or do anything that would cause extra noise. All this is doing is building a noise profile to remove all background noise. For some reason, I had to edit my audio over this because I didn't realize that the nubs were set so high inside the video, and therefore I had to re-record the audio in post. Alright, untick the box when you're done, and you can see the background noise in my room has gone down a little bit. Now, if you have a fan or air conditioner turned on, it would be better for you to turn it on first and then do this. It's also a good idea to do this, rerun this every time you start up your stream, and then record your audio to make sure your audio isn't too robotic, the way I'm recording this video. I forgot to mention that you can add more audio suppression by removing all noise below 60 decibels. To do this, you just click around this area and it'll modify the line by the way that you do it, and just make sure that this red line is very high. OBS itself. Your next one you're going to do, you're going to close this out because then it'll be difficult for it's a slight bug with VST, but you're going to close out this VST. You're going to go to the next one, noise gate for VST, and we're going to look for ReaGate. So we have ReaGate here. We're going to open the plugin, and all you do, again, what a noise gate is how low your microphone volume is before it'll automatically shut itself off. So if you watch this bar right here, it's going to slowly go down a little bit. All you want this to be is slightly lower than when you talk. That way it'll not pick up any background inaudible noises. You see where it's staggering at when I'm being quiet? Put it up slightly higher than that and slightly lower to where you typically speak. So I'm going to be quiet one more time, and you're going to watch my bar go down. It's also a good idea to click or type on your keyboard if you have a loud clicky keyboard. And again, this is another process where you need to be quiet while you do it, and you can key out your clicks and your audio that way as well. So for me, around -54.4 is the preset I have on this one. Let me go ahead and see what my actual settings are for the other one. -29. So you can go up as high as that if you want. I think the default one for OBS is 32. Like the typical normal noise gate from... Yeah, the threshold is 32. So you can go off of your personal audio, or you can go off of the actual way that it's set up. Alright, I'm sorry if that actually made a noise or made my voice choppy. That's one side effect of having an issue with noise gate, is if it's too high, it'll start to not pick up your lower audio movements. So let's just set this around what I had it previously set up, just for -29, just to keep it consistent with my other one. Now over here for the attack, you can keep this at 3. Some people put it at 1, but again, that makes the audio choppy if you're talking in a little lower tone. The only thing that I would change is the hold, and I'm going to change that to about 200 or 199 or whatever. Like, I think if you click manually, it only goes to 199, but if you just type it in, you can type 200. And that's pretty much the only thing that we're changing in the noise gate. So if we compare our audio from before, la 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 la, and then we've got these two plugins turned on, you can already see we've made a drastic improvement. This, however, this plugin that we're going to do is the equalizer. So we're going to look again for ReaEQ. It glitched out because I had the previous one kind of opened. And this one is a little tricky to mess with. So the first one is always going to be a high pass, and this is going to try to key out any audio under around 80, it'll try to suffocate it with noise isolation. However, if we're trying to equalize your voice, making it sound better, this is the part where it would be better for you to actually download the Reaper program itself and record yourself doing a little demo. A good note to try is to go up, down, up slightly, and that'll improve your audio just a little bit, but really depends on how your voice inflects. And you can add more bands and change them however you want, but this one is really personal preference and personal hearing preference, and this is the one that would actually take like you listening to yourself over and over again. I'm going to turn this one off because I don't know how I sound right now because I'm recording this video. But if I were to actually try it, you can go to that same website and actually download the program for free. It'll give you a trial. Here's the program warning me about the trial, I think. I didn't read it, so I don't know. Here's the program. All you do is you right-click, insert new track, arm the track, record yourself doing something. This is a test audio. I am trying to see how to set up my equalizer. You hit end. You're going to loop it by pressing this button right here. And this is a test audio. I am trying to sing. This is a test. If I keep looping that, you're not going to be able to hear what I'm saying. So after that, you're going to this FX, and this little window will pop up. We're going to go to VST, Rea EQ, okay, and look, it's the exact same thing. Okay, if you want to get fancy and technical, they have presets right here, and you can choose one of these presets. However, the OBS one does not include presets. So after you set up your audio the way you enjoy it, or you think makes your voice sound better, you're going to open this interface and you're going to copy it one by one. Okay, I'm just going to turn on my equalizer because now that we've done that, we'll just keep that the same. And I'm just going to go ahead and delete that so I don't forget about it. Finally, we have the compressor. If we go into my compressor settings, I have this. So what a compressor does is it will try to, hello. It'll try to equalize the volume that's coming in. So if there's something very loud, there's something very quiet, for some reason it stopped working. Oh, because I turned this one off. I'm so dumb. So when I clicked over here, I accidentally hit the eyeball. If you do that, it'll disable the plugin altogether. All right. Anyway, what a compressor does is make very quiet, low speaking things and very high speaking things roughly the same decibels. That way, the audience will be able to comprehend what you're saying if you're speaking too quietly, or won't get too startled if you start shouting like a range quit kind of situation. So for this one, set the attack to 3, release to 100, and set this around what your normal speaking volume is. Again, all you got to do is just talk, and you can kind of guess around by aiming it up and down, and then do a test shout and a test whisper and record yourself doing that. Other than that, this is the ratio at which the volume will be amplified or nullified depending on if you're whispering or shouting. So I think the default is 1, but you're going to want to up it to like 4. If you have a big range and you like to shout and whisper, I think a 6 would do you some good. So that's about it. If I disable all of these video and I enable these, this is what your end product should sound like. Sorry if my chair squeaks. Your end product should sound something like this.